Hey guys, Knights of Random Things here, and I am back with another video. And this is going to be profiling my modern Harden Scales deck. So yeah, I play modern Magic, which is nice. You'll see why I have these tokens over here in a bit. So yeah, let's get into this. I'm going to go over the color spells, and then but first we will go over the main idea of the artifacts. So we have 4 Beaumont Carriers. This is just a good card because from what I have learned, I've been trying to go more the aggro version of Harden Scales. So getting cards into your hand by basically have every turn exiling the top card and then paying 1 mana, sacrifice it, and discard your hand, draw all the cards exiled with this. Isn't too bad. We also play the Vault Scourge, sorry. And you usually play this for 1 mana, but with this version you can play it with just 0 for 2 mana and not lose 2 life, but more often than not you're playing this for the 1 mana, lose 2 life. So yeah, that's essentially all the 1-drops. And this is going to be very important to pretty soon. The typing, we play 4 Steel Overseer. I may be cutting this down to probably 1 or 2 because I've been learning that this, even though it gives +1/+1 counters to everything, is still really slow for this deck. Not saying it's bad, but just saying I'm probably going to replace this with more spells that can help deal more damage and stuff, but I may keep 1 or 2 copies in the main. Of course, Arcbound Ravager. 4 copies, you always need to play 4, I feel like, in my opinion, because it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger by sacrificing artifacts you don't need, and modular is very important for the deck, so yeah. Three Walking Ballistas, 2 Hangerback Walkers. I may try and switch it a little bit and play 3/3, but I'm probably going to go 4 and then have these 2 still in the deck because this can make Thopters pretty easily. And Walking Ballista is just a good, it can essentially be double strike. If you attack in, they don't have blocks. If it has like 2 counters, you're essentially dealing 4 to them. The Scrap, the Searcher for the deck, which is nice, and since it has modular 2, you can sacrifice it, move the 2/+1/+1 counters to one of your smaller guys, and search for an artifact and add it to your hand, which is nice. But it has to be a construct, so that can search Hangerback Walkers, Walking Ballistas, Steel Overseers technically, and Beaumont Carriers. Pretty much all your creatures are searchable. The only ones that aren't are the Vault Scourge, that isn't the most important, but that's a good way to gain life. And Arcbound Ravager, which you can find other ways to find it, which is nice. 2 Ozolith, 3 Cranial Plating. I may increase the Ozolith to 3 and cut the Cranial Plating down to 1. It's not terrible, but it doesn't come up that often. Now on to our color spells. Snakeskin Veil. Every single time I played this deck, this always seems to come up at least 1 round. And it gives a +1/+1 counter and hexproof for 1. Not too bad. With Harden Scales, which is going to be the next card, so might as well just show it. It becomes 2 +1/+1 counters, including that this is essentially the Blossoming Defense and other cards, but it works better for this deck since you can get 2+1/+1 counters, hexproof for just 1 mana. And Harden Skills just makes everything bigger. 3 Ancient Stirrings, because all of this is essentially, most of our deck is just artifacts, colorless anyway, so pretty easy to search. We have 2 Galvanic Blasts, 1 Shrapnel Blast for basically our instant speed removal, and there's 2 of the 2 Flings. I played this over just regular Fling because it can be a land as well, but I may cut the Furies down to 0 and try and increase this up to 4 because it has come up a little bit more as I've been testing it out. And on to our lands. We got Darksteel Citadel, which is an artifact land, including Blink Mox Nexus, which can become an artifact, so that comes up every now and again in the deck. I think about once or twice between every round or so. There's about 1 instance, or every 2 rounds. So Game Trail and Timber, the green-red pathway. I may cut this and just play another one and increase my basic land count a little bit because I do play 2 forests and 2 mountains. Not the best, but not the worst. We play 3 Glimmer Void and 2 Tower of Myers of Industry from Aether Revolt. These can make any color, which is nice. This you'll pay a life for any of the colors if you have an artifact on field, which is a small price to lose sometimes. This one has the biggest advantage but the biggest drawback. You can tap for any mana, no mana loss, but you have to control an artifact. And as I have learned, people remove your artifacts pretty quickly. So yeah, that is my main deck. It's not amazing, but I'm going to try and work on this a lot because I really enjoy this deck. I think it's pretty cool. Harden Skills is a fun deck, and Modern has so many other cards that are in there that you can basically build with the most Harden Skills. I saw a Naya version running around. So yeah, and I will also do my sideboard for my tournament I went to. I have 4 Lightning Bolts, 3 Soul Lanterns, 1 Blazing Vortex against life gain decks, Welding Jar, the Recovery since it's sometimes an additional land, Whipfire because that can be a board wipe for most creatures, and Alpine Moon for Tron. So that is the whole entire deck. It's not the most amazing deck in the world, but I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too. And if you want to see any other videos, I'm going to try and plan on doing another market watch for actually Magic next time, pretty soon. So make sure to check out later, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.